You've been stung by a penalty charge notice and now you want to know all the facts. I want to say from the start that if you're looking to wiggle out of paying, you could be in with a chance to get it cancelled. Successfully appealing a PCN isn't impossible, and I'll give you some of my top tips in a sec. But first you need to know that penalty charge notices and parking charge notices look the same. They even share initials, but they should be treated very differently. The main difference between them is that penalty charge notices are enforceable by law, so it's best to double check which one you've got. There are worse consequences if you ignore a council penalty charge notice than a normal parking fine. If you ignore your PCN, you'll get a charge certificate and the fine goes up by 50%. You'd have a further 14 days to pay the increased fine, and when you don't, an order of recovery is issued. The fine becomes a debt, and at this stage, the details are recorded at the Traffic Enforcement Centre. A fee is also added to the fine, making it even more expensive. You'd have another 21 days to pay the debt before the bailiffs, enforcement agents, get involved. And at this stage, the fine goes up again because of bailiff fees. So the best thing to do as soon as you get a PCN is act quickly. You've got two choices: pay or appeal. Appealing your council parking fine puts time on hold. So if your appeal's rejected, you still want the chance to pay the discounted rate, which is 14 days if you're handed the PCN and 21 days if it arrives in the post. Next step is your informal appeal to whoever issued you the parking ticket. Get all the evidence you have to back you up. Now, this is the kind of proof you need. Photos that show there were no parking restriction markings or signs where you parked. It might sound like overkill, but the more the better. Take pictures of anything that might look slightly unclear to help your case. An image of a valid pay and display ticket. This may help if you're using the 10-minute grace period to appeal. You're allowed up to 10 minutes after your ticket expires to get back to your car, or maybe you accidentally punched the wrong car reg into the pay and display machine and you did have a valid ticket after all. Photos of any signs that were unclear or not visible. Were any of the signs covered? It might be by a tree or a bit of muck or snow that masked it. Can you prove that you couldn't read it? A witness statement from somebody who was there explaining what happened. Don't be afraid of going and asking people to help with your appeal. 5 minutes with them could save you a lot of money. I know I'd help someone out if they asked me. An invoice from a tow truck if your vehicle broke down. This could be from the garage that fixed your car or a breakdown company that came out to you. Other things to include are when the ticket was issued, your vehicle registration number, otherwise known as its VRN, your address, and the penalty charge notice number. One very important thing not to forget is to send copies of things, not the original documents, and also make sure that you send them registered post just so that you've got a timestamp and you know when they've been received. Now you're armed with everything you need, but if you're still not sure if your appeal's strong enough, you may want to get a second opinion. So if you know a solicitor, you could just run it by them, or you could use online solicitors like JustAnswer. They'll give you all the information you need for just a £5 trial. You just tell them in the chat about your council parking fine and they'll give you some sound advice. I'll leave a link in the description, and if you use it, you'll be supporting my channel, so thank you.